Hello and welcome back. Today's lesson, we're going to talk about your best year ever. Doesn't that sound great? Your best year ever. We're going to do this by using your values and being consistent with that congruency. First, I'm going to start by telling you a story. I heard this experiment that was done with 12 monkeys. They were put in a room and they had a pole, and at the top of the pole they had bananas. Naturally, the monkeys would run up the pole to get the bananas. Well, the scientists would dump cold water on them and they would run right back down. Every time they attempted, they dumped cold water on them. Eventually, they quit trying. So they removed one monkey and put a new one in. The new monkey would try to go up the pole and the rest of them would grab him and pull him down. He didn't know why, he just knew he wasn't supposed to have those bananas. So they gradually kept pulling out all the original monkeys, and eventually it was filled with totally new monkeys that had never felt the water, had never been doused by the cold water at all. And none of the new monkeys tried. They just knew they were not supposed to have it. That is the influence of people. That's social influence, and it happens to humans too. We get involved with that too. You may be sabotaging yourself right now because of a past failure that you had. The monkeys quit trying because they went up the pole and they failed because they got doused with cold water. Instead of trying to think of a different way to get up to get it, they just gave up. That's what I'm trying to get you to get away from. Trying to rebuild your life so that you do not stop trying. So what we're going to talk about is your beliefs. They're basically assumptions that we make about the world. Our values stem from those beliefs. Our values are the things that are important to us, like equality or honesty or education, effort, perseverance, loyalty, faithfulness, and there's many others. We have within us a nearly obsessive desire to be and to appear consistent with what we've already done or what we've already agreed to do. That's the key right there. I'm going to say that one again. We have a nearly obsessive desire within us to appear consistent with what we have already done or what we have agreed to do. So once you have made the choice and taken a stand, we will encounter personal and interpersonal pressure to behave consistently with that commitment. Those pressures will cause us to respond in ways that justify our earlier decisions. Take the people who gamble. Before they place that bet on the horse, 30 seconds before, they are tentative, they're uncertain, they're nervous. 30 seconds after placing the bet, they are significantly more optimistic and self-assured. Now, nothing has changed. The horse hasn't ran the race yet. They don't know who's going to win, but just by placing that bet, it makes them more self-assured, more confident that they're going to win. They made the right decision. That's the simple act of a final decision. The final decision of buying that ticket was the critical factor. Once a stand had been taken, the need for consistency pressured those people to bring what they felt and believed into line with what they had already done. That's key right there. That is huge. They simply convinced themselves that they had made the right choice and no doubt felt better about their decision. The person whose beliefs, words, and acts don't match, they are seen as indecisive, confused, two-faced, or even mentally ill. On the other hand, a high degree of consistency is normally associated with a person that is intellectually strong. Big difference. Do you want to be seen as intellectually strong or inconsistent, two-faced, maybe mentally ill? That's the deal. That's what we're talking about today. That's the core beliefs that you have to have and being consistent with those core beliefs. It is the heart of logic, rationality, stability, and honesty. Commitment is the key. So you take a stand, you go on record, and that sets the stage for your automatic consistency to kick in. You're stubbornly consistent with that stand or decision that you've made. Even when people have been given proof. I heard another study that these two scientists, they went to a seminar. And it was guys that was basically talking about outer space and how they could solve all of your pain by extraterrestrials. And it was totally BS. And at the end of the presentation, the scientists raised their hands and they went systematically down every single thing they pointed out and told why it was wrong. And the guys basically agreed with them. They basically agreed, yeah, this is BS. Yeah, we can't really help anybody. But because the people in that room were so desperate for help and had already made the decision that, yes, if I buy this, this is going to solve my problem. Once they opened up once they opened up the back to go buy, open cart, they had a mad rush to the back. All the people went and bought. So the scientists went up and asked the people after they did that, they said, did you not understand what I was saying? Did you not understand the fact that what they were saying is just total BS? And they said, yes, they understood that. But because they had already made the decision, they knew that if time passed, they knew that what that guy said, what the scientist had said, would sink in and they would realize that it would not work. So they knew they had to buy it right then that day. And to stay consistent with what they had, their stand they had taken, even though they had proved that it would never happen, they still bought. Same way with when you believe in a political candidate. Now, I'm not political at all, but if you're a Republican, you're going to hate Democrats. If you're a Democrat, you're going to hate Republicans. Doesn't matter what they come out with and what proof they have of whichever party, you're going to think it's fake unless it's your party talking about the other party. It's because you have to stay consistent with your beliefs, the decision you've already made, the stand that you've already taken. So now, hopefully, you understand the importance of this. And in the past lesson, I told you to go through and pick your 3 core beliefs. Now you're going to use them. So if you haven't done that, you need to stop this lesson and go back and actually find what are your 3 core beliefs. What we're going to do is we're going to tear down your current life and we're going to rebuild it with your best life ever. We're going to do that by focusing on your core beliefs, the areas of your life that are out of balance. We're going to focus on spiritual, health, relationship, financial, emotional, and mental. Those parts of your life are the areas that we're going to focus on. So I want you to write down or type, whatever you want to do, but I want to get it on paper where you can see it. So write down what your current life looks like in all of these areas. So your spiritual life, actually write down, what is my spiritual life like right now? Is it the best it can be? Is it making me happy? Where am I? And I want you to go down, is my health where I want it to be? Is my relationships where I want it to be? Financial, is that where I need it to be? My emotional state, is that where I need it to be? My mental state, is that where I need it to be? This is going to help you see which areas need improvement. Some of these may be at the top. They may be the best it needs to be, and you're perfectly happy with it, and that's great. So then focus on the areas that are not. So again, which one needs improvement? Does your current life match your core beliefs? The 3 core beliefs that you picked out. And before I did this, I was just bebopping through life and wasn't really paying attention to it. I thought I knew what I stood for, what I believed in, what I was going to do. But when I actually got serious about, I can only pick 3 of these, and I had to actually break it down, that's when I realized that, okay, maybe I wasn't living as consistently as I needed to live, as congruent as I needed to live, based on the core beliefs that mean the most to me. I want you to look at, are you where you want to be? Now that you have reviewed where you are, I want you to tear your life down and rebuild your best life ever. Get those Legos out. Get those, what was it when we were kids? Mr. Potato Head. Build that Mr. Potato Head. So tear it down. Or the new people now, you've got all these games that you can go in and you can build your avatar. You build your character within the game. That's what I want you to do with this. But I want it to be your life. I want you to look at it with blinders removed. I don't want you to have any limitations. What would your life look like if you didn't have any fear. What would people think if I actually did that? What would people think if they, realized that was truly my dream? Take all that off. It doesn't matter. Unfiltered, remove all blinders, no limitations. What do you need to have your best year ever? We're talking at the end of the year, you're looking back and you have just had the best year of your life. What happened? What happened in that year that made it the best year of your life? Or what has to happen to make this next year the best year of your life? If you had the life of your dreams, how would you feel? What would you do to get that feeling all the time? I want you to write all these answers down to all these questions. What happened last year that made that the best year of your life? And now you're at the end looking back and you've just had the best year ever. So not the current year where you are maybe out of balance and you didn't have the best year of your life. We're imagining that you did. You're at December 31st and you're looking back and you're saying, man, I just had the best year of my life. What happened? And how did that make you feel having the best year of your life? Then I want you to write down and say, what would you do to get that feeling all the time? I want you to list the reasons why you want to make these changes. Why is it important to do those things and to achieve the best year of your life? Make sure that it matches your core beliefs. And you're going to make a commitment to yourself to be this new person. Remember, the commitment is the key. Once you take a stand, once you make a commitment, that's the key. Then you're going to be stubbornly consistent to get that done. You're going to pressure yourself to make sure that you do what you need to do to have the best year of your life. That's your homework. That's it in a nutshell. So go back and do that, and you're going to be amazed at how much this builds your confidence, because you can have the best year of your life. You're in control. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. Answer these questions, do the homework, or this is not going to work. Thanks for paying attention. I'll see you in the next lesson.